Hi, Lauren Pullen here, and today we're going to talk about vocal health. I'm wearing my Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat shirt, and I was in the show at the Lake of the Woods production. I played Mrs. Potiphar. If you haven't heard of the Lake of the Woods, check them out. They have a Facebook page and a website, www.lowplayers.org. Check them out. Okay, vocal health. Now, those of you who do musical theater and sing or act already know this, but for those of you who don't or are new to this, you really want to take care of your voice. You really want to take the time to warm up your voice. A good time limit to warm up your voice, you could do, I would say, about 20 minutes. Just take the time to warm up your voice. I've warmed up for 30 minutes before if I'm really struggling, but 20 minutes is a good time frame. And what do I mean by warm up? So when you warm up, you're warming up the muscles, your vocal cords. Your vocal cords are little, tiny, tiny little muscles. And you, just like you work out at the gym for the rest of your body, you have to work out your muscles to get used to singing for long periods of time. You can do scales. Lip trills are really good. They're gentle on the voice. I do a lot of lip trills. I just go up the scales. And so lip trills are when you go, but you go up a scale. And there are so many different ones that you can find online that take no time at all. So really take the time to do that. Hydrate. Water is your best friend. Now, you can drink other things, throughout the day. I know some people drink tea and with honey and lemon, and that's fine. But I would try to stay away from carbonated drinks or sugary drinks like soda and juice because they create phlegm in your throat, and then you're having to clear your throat, and then you're coughing, and that's not good because then your vocal cords are slamming together, and that can create a whole bunch of different problems like nodes and nodules, and you don't want that. So I would try to stay away from that. When I do a show, I also try to stay away from dairy because that, I notice, for me, gives me a lot of phlegm. Some people can get away with it, but for me, like, I try to stick to, you know, meat, vegetables, and some fruit, but I try to stay away from like the dairy and the cheese and stuff like that. So also you want to breathe properly. Now, if you've been in musical theater or saying you know how to do this already, but a lot of people don't breathe properly. Now, a lot of people breathe from their chest. They go, and you can do that, but it's not recommended for singing. You're not going to get that deep enough breath to hold that note or sustain, and you're going to give out. So you really want to actually try to breathe from your diaphragm, and you can feel it right here if you press, and your hand should go out when you breathe. That's where you should aim. And if you can, once you get used to doing that, really fill up the belly down low. And if you put your hands here underneath your rib cage and you breathe, you can feel your back expanding too. And that's how you know you're breathing properly. And a good way to practice this is to take a deep breath from your abdomen in your right here and hiss it out and go and try to sustain that airflow for as long as you can. Now, if you're not used to this, you will feel lightheaded, but that's okay. Just drink some water and, keep at it. But once you practice this, you'll find that you're able to sustain that airflow for a longer period of time. And that really helps that muscle in there, get used to breathing properly. Another way you can do is lay down on your back and put your hands here and just breathe and focus on breathing from your stomach. So your diaphragm, if you think about it, is like a balloon. When you blow that balloon up, it expands. And then when you blow the air out, it contracts. So that's how you want to think about breathing. Vocal health for while you're sick is really important. You want to get a lot of sleep. You can do 7 hours. Not everybody's able to get 9 to 8 hours. You really want to try to get 9 to 8 hours of sleep a day, because I know when I don't get enough sleep, I hardly have any voice. So you really want to get enough sleep. When you're sick and you have a show, if you're sick, you're recommended not to use your voice because you just want to heal and rest. But if you can't, and I've been there where I've had to do a show and I had a cold and my voice was not where it needed to be, and I had to sing, or I had a line to say or something like that, I had to get through it somehow. So what is really good to do, a lot of people take cough drops, and you can, but the cough drops a lot of them have alcohol in it, which dry out your throat. So when you're sick or you have a cold, you really want to try to just moisten the cords and your throat. So anything like lukewarm tea or hot tea is actually better. Lukewarm water, honey, lemon will help you get through the time that you need to get through to sing. And then when you're done, rest. What I like to use along with hot tea and hot water is these things called Gruyère pastels, and they're all natural. It's a natural fruit juice, but it has glycerin in it, and glycerin helps moisten the throat. And I promise you, if you're having trouble getting through, you have a cold, put one of those in and you're good to go. But then afterwards, you really need to rest and take it easy for a few days. Also, another thing is you want to make sure that you're not tensing like this when you sing. Always make sure you're breathing, because if you're tensing, you're not going to get to that high note that you want. If you're trying to hit a high note, or it's not going to come out. So you really want to relax this right here, and make sure that your body isn't tense, your throat's not tense, your face isn't tense. You really want to just check in with yourself and make sure that you're okay and everything is loose and stretched and ready, because singing isn't just from here, it's physical, it's through the whole body. So that's a little bit on vocal health. Next time we'll talk about physical health, and so stay tuned.